Well, I bought this about 4.5 years ago. It was all in pieces. It's a 1955 Ford F100 pickup. I try to keep it all 50s, 50s looking with the wide whites and the scallops and the side pipes. Just like it. It's got it's all modern drivetrain under it, 302, Mustang 2 front end, air conditioning, but I just like the outside to look like it's 50s, like the little pages, old Rod and Custom magazines. I was going through some little Rod and Customs one time, and I saw a pickup truck that had the 54 Buick headlights on it. For some reason, that just caught my eye. I had to do something, so that's how the thought started. The tube grill is 50s style. I like the wide whites with the hubcap look, and I also something a lot of people don't do, I put the side pipes on the truck that people don't do nowadays. The ones that run along the bed. That's pure 50s stuff. 50 Pontiac taillights on the back. Basically a recreation of a truck that would have been built in 58 or 59. I tried to keep it as close as I could to that look. All my cars I build all looks like 50s stuff. All come out of little magazines and Rod and Customs, and you know that old saying, stuck in the 50s? Well, that's kind of where I'm at, I grew up restoring cars and stuff with my dad, so I've been doing this for about 50 years. But most of this car was built in a garage, either in Long Beach or in Ramona, California, down by San Diego. The Moon Eyes event is something that I've been coming to for years. It's one of the few shows that's just a tradition.
1962 Chrysler Newport, and I picked this up at the Long Beach swap meet, and I just seen something that's sitting on a trailer, then you just picture stuff that you could do to it. So I took it home, put a custom grill in it, tube grill, shaved the door handles, put airbags on it, disc brakes, got remotes on the doors and the airbags, something to play with all the time. And just went from there. Never did nothing to the engine. It's got a stock 361. And that's about all I've done to it. Paint it, interior, just want the outside looking nice. It runs good. I've been to Oregon, been to Grand Canyon about 5 times. It's a driver. Got the cantilever headlights in it, and it comes with a plastic piece in there, so I wanted to make it look something to go with the car. I did the seats and the steering wheel that color, and so I had to make it, I wanted everything to match up. When I did it, trial and error, just going through it and figuring out what to do, just to make it look nice. Been in a couple of magazines and Rod and Custom, Rodders Deluxe and stuff like that, so it's been around. I bought it in '96, so it's been painted a couple times, interior's been done a couple times, and I'll save it. I want to give it to my granddaughter when she grows up. Our car club is to try to get the kids off the street and get interested in cars. So that's the main goal of Sultan's.
I found it at Long Beach swap meet 6 years ago. It was almost done, it was painted. Basically all I did was the interior, some of the detailing, wheels, stuff like that. I just like Dodges and like the old round bodies and the lines of it. And the room, got a lot of room. Got suicide doors, which I love. The pop-out windows in the back. Yeah, I put the wink, kind of put that on there, just to kind of make it different from all the other ones or some of the ones you see. I come to Moon Eyes because it's a great show, a lot of good cars, great weather. Come with the club and hang out, discuss different cars and learn some stuff and pick up ideas for the future, maybe. Well, it's got the fluid drive, which is pretty unique to this year and this model. Fluid drive, it doesn't have contact on the clutch plate. It's just fluid, creates a vortex, goes to the drivetrain. It's very smooth shifting, and actually you don't even have to have the clutch to stop because the fluid, it won't stall. It might be slow, but if you can start out in second or third gear, and it'll eventually pick up. So it's not like a contact clutch that you have to put it in to stop.
I picked it up in Hemmings News in 1991. I went on vacation and a buddy of mine hooked me up with it. We found it in a barn in Thousand Oaks. The guy had 3 of them. Interior, chrome, motor, tranny, everything's been redone. Upgraded brakes, got a PPG paint job on it. The front end's been all rebuilt by Hot Rods and Hobbies in Long Beach. I can't recommend them enough, but bring your wallet. They do excellent work. The pinstriping was done by Rick Morgan. These are original headlights, they call them T3s. Everything's original on this car. It was in real good shape when I bought it. It just needed to be redone. 347 Pontiac motor with a hydro, lake pipes. They're hooked up. They sound pretty cool. Got a little tribute to Larry Watson on the back of it. The reason I built this car is my dad had one of these when I was a kid. I was about 8 years old. He bought it from Mike Salta in Long Beach, on Long Beach Boulevard. We'd drive across country pulling a teardrop trailer. There was 5 of us in one of these. And that was before the interstates. They had Route 66. We went clear across country. And that's what we did for our summer vacations. Went across to New York, went up the East Coast, up into Canada, up around Boston, Niagara Falls and stuff. And that was our summer vacation. There's a lot of history in my family of the same type of car. I grew up with this. I've been coming since the first one, when they had it in their parking lot, and it just gradually grew into this. It's one of the best shows that you can come to, actually. See a lot of nice cars, a lot of customs. Just a great show.
I'm here today at the Moon Eyes Christmas party with my 1925 Dodge. Now, it's not really a roadster. We call it an antique racer. The design of this car is taken from the wood track oval racing of the late teens into the early 20s. But like I say, it's a highly modified 1925 Dodge, and the key to this car is that it's underslung. And what underslung means, as you can see on the camera, the chassis is below the front end and rear end as it is below the springs. Therefore, the word underslung, and this was to get the center of gravity lower for racing purposes. The picture of the original car will tell you more than I can tell you. A chassis, an engine, and part of a body. By the way, the engine is now a 440 Dodge, where it had a little 4-cylinder Dodge of about 30 horsepower. Now we're up to about 350 horsepower. I mostly just show it. It's a new car, and it's difficult to drive a car and still be in competition. It's been very well accepted because it's such a dramatic change in engineering that people just don't understand today. And as you can see, the underslung is the key to it, and as well as the laced spring. Very, very period. This is done. I try to do this very period of the late teens and early 20s. We cocktail this paint probably 6 months. Cocktail meaning mixing paints and painting samples to try to come up with the colors. And the colors are as you see them. We're very pleased with them. If you look at it again, you see the size of the wheels. All 4 are the same size. They're 36 inches to the top. And part of the wheel size is to clear the frame because it's so low. And those wheels are all custom made for me, and the tires are what you would see on a Duesenberg today. You know, look at the wide whites, strictly a Duesenberg tire. And that's called a mascot, and I created that. If you look closely, the chrome wing is from a 1911 Model T. The lady is from a quarter scale boat model, which you would use as a bowsprit on a model boat, if you may think about the bowsprits on a boat. And the wings are from a 51 Packard. And so I created that mascot, and it turned out rather well. Another neat thing about this is the windshield. You'll see it's 2-piece, and also canted back. That was part of the original Dodge windshield. Although this is chopped down a lot and highly modified, it's still a 25 Dodge windshield. Joe and Phyllis Marino's 1925 Dodge underslung.